So I'm going to start off with the Makeup Revolution Pro Primer in the Style Core. So this is the palette I'm going to take in today. I took in Honeymoon and applied that to my crease. For some reason, I was not recording, guys. I'm so sorry. And then here, I'm just going to take in the shade Lovely and use Lovely to apply, to blend out Honeymoon even further. The palette I'm using today is the Profusion Starlet palette. They're super affordable. They're so pigmented and they have loose glitters in here. So it's just such a beautiful palette, guys. Next, I'm going to go in with Admire and I'm going to use that to blend out Lovely and Honeymoon. We want a really nice blended out look. Next, for concealer, I'm just going to take the 16-hour Camo concealer in the shade Light Beige to just cut out a crease for me. I'm going to do half a cut crease. So here I'm pointing at this color, but it's really the one below it. It is called Antique. And I'm just going to go ahead and pop that on the outer third of my eye. We want to darken this up just so our eye has a little bit more of a dimension. And then I'm just taking any regular fluffy brush to do that. And then here I'm going back in with Honeymoon and applying that right after I applied Antique, just so we have a really nice transition. So for the glitter, I'm going to go in with this one called Queen. I'm just going to go ahead and take that and apply that on the lid. I will say pressed glitters are very different from loose glitters. I've never worked with these type of formula, so it was a little more hard for me. I'm just used to the loose glitter. But I'm just going to go ahead and apply that all over my lid. Like I said, I was having a little trouble working with it. I think I'm just not used to it. And then here I'm going to go in with Stardust and apply that on top of Queen just to give it a little more dimension. I didn't want to do like an all pink mauve type of look. So I think the Stardust went really nice with Queen. So for the waterline, I'm going to go in with this orange, which is called New Wave, and then Envy, and mix them together and just pop that on my waterline. So about this palette, it is a very different type of palette. It has a lot of mauves and a little bit of neutrals. It's the main reason why I picked it up. I want to start doing different looks that I usually wouldn't go for. I'm not always trying to do like a smoky brown, warm toned type of look. So this is why I picked this palette up. I think it's a little bit out of my comfort zone, but overall it is a really beautiful palette. So these are the lashes I'm going to use. They're Millennial Pink by Velux from my local drugstore. And then here I'm going to go in with a new product. This is the Wenna Wild Primer Serum. It is a hydrating serum slash primer. Obviously this doesn't feel nothing like a primer. It does feel exactly what it says, like a serum. So I really liked it. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know in future videos how I feel about them. If you guys see me use the products, then obviously that means they were good for me and I really did like them. And then with this, I'm gonna go ahead and pair it with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. It is their dewy one and I am in the shade Cream Beige. I'm just gonna go ahead and dot that all over my face. So this is the Roll Techniques powder sponge. It's mainly for powders, but it does say you can use it with liquids, which is what I'm doing here. I'm just going to go in and blend out my foundation. It gave it a really nice effect, and as you guys can see, my foundation is looking very luminous. I think it has to do with the foundation and of course the primer that we use. So here I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer in Light Beige. I couldn't find my hydrating one, but I had this in hand, so this is what I used. But I just love this concealer. This is the one I've been using since I've gotten it. And then the hydrating one is even better, guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend this out. So to cream contour, I'm going to go in with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer in the shade Warm Caramel. And I'm just going to go ahead and use this concealer, because it is a concealer, guys, to really carve out where I want to have a little bit more of a contour. So down my nose, cheekbones, and on my forehead. And then I'm just going to go in with a Beige Cosmetics sponge. It is a number 6 brush. I'm sorry, not sponge. And I'm just going to go ahead and use this to blend everything out. I like to use brushes to blend out any cream product that I use to contour with. It's just personal preference. But you guys will see me go in with the sponge and just soften it up a little bit and just really blend everything into each other. And then I went in back in with the sponge, like I said, because it was looking a little rough and just intense. So I just want to really have a really nice seamless canvas for when I go ahead and set all of these cream products. So next we're gonna go in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Setting Powder. I'm gonna go ahead and set this all over my face. So here I went in back with the Real Techniques sponge. This product does not absorb any product, so whatever you have on is just gonna pretty much work it on top of your skin. This sponge does not absorb anything. So when I went ahead and applied my powder, I noticed that like whatever I really picked up, it was what I was putting on my face, which usually with any other sponges it just soaks it up. So I would be careful on not being too heavy-handed when I go in with my powder, which is the main reason why I got this sponge. And here I'm just going to go ahead and carve out my contour. So this is also a new product. This is the Milani Silky Matte bronzing powder. It is in the shade 02 Sunkissed. First of all, the packaging on this thing is like super fancy, and just fancy is my first thought. And then the tone on this is so nice. It goes really nice with my skin tone. And then just the product itself, I really like how it was super easy to blend out. So I would have to say overall this was my favorite product out of everything that I'm trying out. So for blush, I'm going to go in with the Profusion blush palette. And I'm going to go in with the shade Great, just because I thought it went really well with the eye look. It's very mauve-y. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pop that on the apples of my cheeks and a little bit on my nose. Now I'm just going to go ahead and remove all that excess powder and blend everything together. So here I went back and applied the shades on my waterline, just because with the concealer and the powder that like completely disappeared. So that's all I'm going to do here. And then for the setting spray, I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution Calming Makeup Fixing Spray. And then for highlight, we're going to go ahead and use the Wet n Wild Loose Highlight. It is such a blinding highlight. I'm like so obsessed with it. But this is the final look, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. As always, don't forget to subscribe, and if you are not subscribed, go ahead and do that right now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.